And if you had to start all over in today's current environment with today's current challenges, how will you approach it different? What do you think are the most important things to contemplate?
Good question. I think it depends on how you want to build the brand. I guess if you want to have it bootstrapped from the beginning and work your way up, if that would be the case, I think actually you need to be able to tap into the trends today. Maybe it's TikTok, maybe something else that needs to be like need to be aligned with that. You need to be able to catch that extra value to be able to grow if you want to do it without like bootstrap.
Yeah.
If you want to do it with investors, good question. I think it's so much happening right now. And like 2 years ago, everything was like direct to consumer. Like that's the way like you see all the big brands also took like started to reduce number of wholesale partners and so on. And then like just 1 or 2 years later, it's like back again to the old playbook.
Yeah, that's why I asked those questions, because it was a wake-up call in a lot of senses. And I think we were I mean, at least this is my perspective. I think that we've been very lucky to see this unfold, because this is the reality of just cycles from business perspective.
And then I think it's so important then to have like your toes dipped and like in different.
Of course, yeah, of course,
to be diversified from the beginning as well. Because now there's a lot of like, oh, we should do wholesale. Wholesale is the new black and so on. And it's not that easy to just start with wholesale if you are direct to consumer.
No,
brand.
definitely
It's not like you call like 10 key accounts and say, okay, we are ready to ship. Where's my order? It's quite of a process also just to get the supply chain in order, to get the salesman that could do like. To build the relationships, or of course, time.
And I mean, I think people got used to it. Was summer for so long, summer in terms of summer in the industry for so long, that people forgot that winter existed and how it felt like. And we went from summer to winter, and it was like nothing. It was a matter of months, and everything just completely shifted. And I think from a learning perspective, if you're a business that's not at that scale that can actually learn from experiences like that, it's going to prepare you to build better brands and better businesses long term. Because if it is taught as anything, is that we don't really know anything at all. You know, we might think we do, but most of the time, success in hindsight was just a matter of variables that we almost had no control over. And it's just a matter of understanding them so that we could hopefully replicate something like that in the future. And I like how you said that probably the most important thing right now is to understand how you can leverage trends, because everything is so competitive that if you don't have a big source of momentum in your favor, that will not happen if you're not in some trend where people are just not tapping into. It's going to be very difficult to sort of get the cash that you need to start something.
Definitely. And for us, it was Facebook. Now we are much more diversified. We're working with wholesale. We're looking into open our own stores and so on. So we have like reached the second step, of course. But of course, I think back then it was without that we couldn't reach this level.
Yeah.
Then of course it's a new reality each year, and then you need to adapt to that. And then since the company is growing so fast, it's like a new type of company as well, which
yes, it's just like you said, that the company had to be born again, because it was born under the principles of a direct-to-consumer brand, and it has evolved under the principles of a more traditional brand.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Definitely.
And at what point do you think this transition is the most important of, okay, I'm the founder, so I'm responsible for everything, to now I'm the founder, so I'm responsible for attracting the best people for this as possible? So when you're scaling, when the brand's growing, when you already have, the good infrastructure, good foundations, and good margins, when do you think is the most productive point in time people should start contemplating on that mindset shift or skill set shift?
I think it's upscaling. Otherwise, it's very hard to scale up, because it's impossible to do all things and do all things well. So I think definitely the scale up in the first years, you are so tight on cash, so it's very hard to attract good people if you do not have like your own money to invest in it, or investors from the first days. So then you do not really have a choice. But then as soon as you see like the cash flow is starting to be there, then I think it's important to start to take on new, more experienced people, and also the people that you could grow with as well. So you are like investing for the future. And also dare, as you said, also dare to take on good staff, so you could leave, also be able to leave the things that you believe that you are best in as well. Me, as I actually, this is quite interesting. I read this book that said it's usually the area where, or the founder, it's usually the area where the founder has most experiences that will like lack of that will like face the biggest problems when you scale, because founders tend to believe that they could do everything themselves. And for me, like the financial part, I would just like my chairman and other investors, like, I think it's time now to bring on the CFO. And I was like, no, I do not think I need a CFO. I'm quite good at numbers. I do not know need a CFO. But
yeah, I'm a banker. I know. A P&A sheet. Yeah.
Exactly. But that was so completely wrong, because now when we have both of CFO, it's so much better. All the processes is getting done in time, and everything runs so much smoother. And I think it's so true that you need to also dare to leave the part that where you feel that you're like best in as well.
Yeah, very interesting. So it's almost like understanding your own strengths give you a false sense of confidence when it comes to scale, because scale will put a different set of skill sets to the test, which are not necessarily the ones that you're already good at.
Definitely.
Interesting.